failing as a nation, and I don't want them to fail as a nation. We can turn that around very quickly.
For more on the Trump-Macron relationship, let's hear from John Hanna. He's a senior counselor at the Foundation for Defense of Democracies. Hanna also served as national security advisor for former Vice President Dick Cheney. And where do you see things standing in the U.S.-France relationship now under the Trump administration?
Listen, I think in general, the president's relations with Europe have been fraught over the last 2.5 years. The president is really the manifestation of this phenomenon we have in the world of rising nationalism and populism and a deep skepticism of the kind of multilateral institutions that grew out of World War II, that grew out of D-Day and the liberation of Europe, the alliance of NATO, and of course the EU, all grew out of that events of World War II. Whereas Emmanuel Macron is the epitome of the classic liberal Democrat, a centrist, a moderate, and a man of multilateral institutions who believe the greatest defense of the institutions that were created after World War II. So inevitably, there's been great tension, both between the United States and Europe and between the United States and France, despite the fact that the President and Macron, their own personal relationship, it's experienced its ups and downs, but the two men clearly seem to get along well together in general. That allows them to maintain some kind of dialogue. The question is, in the midst of all these other global challenges from China and Russia and terrorism and North Korea, are they going to be able to maintain this greatest of alliances between the transatlantic partners in Europe and the United States and Canada in order to continue the defense of the free world going forward in the 21st century?
Yeah, it seemed like President Trump and French President Emmanuel Macron initially got off on the right foot. They had a bit of a bromance going, and then it's kind of iced over a little bit, it seems. Do you see it that way? And if so, why?
Yeah, no, I absolutely see it that way, that in contrast to a lot of other European leaders, French President Macron, I think, believed that he may be able to woo Donald Trump, that you had to work with the United States. You had to make the best of a situation that looked like it could be problematic. I think he gave it his best shot. I think the president certainly loved visiting France in 2017, being welcomed with high honors, witnessing the Bastille Day military celebrations and being incredibly impressed. But then, of course, the real world intervened. Issues like the United States decision to pull out of the Paris Climate Accords. And of course, the decision in 2018 that we're still reverberating today, the United States decision to get out of the Iran nuclear accord that the French have defended and continue to defend till today as the best way to keep that Iranian nuclear weapons program contained. So these real issues of dramatic differences between the United States and France and the United States and other European governments, I think, have intruded on that bromance that began in 2017.
John Hanna, thanks for coming on and talking about this with me. I appreciate it, sir.
Real pleasure. Thank you very much.
We're inviting you to be a part of Newsy Insiders. As an insider, we'll bring you early access to show ideas and story coverage plans, and we'll ask you to tell us what you think. Learn more at newsy.com/insiders.
My son needs this drug. I hope it doesn't cost too much. I hope my insurance pays for it. Can you tell me how much this will be?
$67.
Sorry.